According to new research we've done at the World Economic Forum with BCG, the losses that businesses are likely to face between now and 2050 due to worker productivity issues reach 1.5 trillion. And that's actually only across 3 industries.
Thank you all so much for being here. Eric, let's start with you. Let's talk about the health impacts of climate change. Is this on anyone's radar?
Well, unfortunately, it's not on their radar as much as it should be. When I talk to business leaders about climate resilience and climate impacts, the first thing that generally comes to their mind is supply chains. But actually, according to new research we've done at the World Economic Forum with BCG, the losses that businesses are likely to face between now and 2050 due to worker productivity issues reach 1.5 trillion. And that's actually only across 3 industries. That's across food and agriculture, the built environment, and health and healthcare. So in reality, across the breadth of industry, it will be much higher. But this is not how business leaders think about climate impacts. This is a workforce issue. It's primarily driven by extreme heat. We all know that because of climate change, periods of extreme heat are becoming more frequent and more intense, and they will continue to do so as the world gets warmer. So business leaders need to update their thinking about climate impacts to include these workforce health considerations.
Liz, how can business leaders secure long-term funding for their climate health initiatives?
Well, it really starts by building the business case, by evaluating the impact of health climate risks on the business and really tying it to the business outcome. So if you take an example, look at the food and agriculture sector, and like Eric was saying, we expect up to $740 billion of worker availability losses just in that sector alone by 2050 without adaptation. So thinking about the types of initiatives that companies can implement to prevent those losses, things like protecting workers from heat risks, putting the right types of safe working conditions and environments in place, those are the types of things that companies need to be implementing, but also measuring the ROI. So if you take an example in the food and agriculture sector, you could see that very simple solutions like sending SMS alerts to smallholder farmers to help them understand the right timing for when to plant and when to expect pest threats can deliver up to a 10x ROI. So those are the types of things where companies need to be building those examples, building the proof points, and then really connecting that through to demonstrate that there's a financial impact of investing in these types of solutions.
Elia, how can we accelerate progress to address the health impacts of climate change?
Yeah, we need to embed climate health adaptation into business practices. And there are 3 key elements to do that. The first is enforced tight regulations and policies that incentivize investment from public and private sector. The second is robust data systems that actually allow forecasting, mitigation, and ultimately prevention of climate health issues. And there are examples emerging that help cities think through urban planning and heat mitigation. And the third is having innovative financing models, such as resilience bonds and co-funding mechanisms that share the risk across stakeholders. There's a lot to do and no single actor can do it. And so this is going to require collaboration across sectors. And there are examples emerging. One is the Collective Action on Dengue, which is an initiative that brings together 30 plus stakeholders across healthcare, urban health, and financing to try and prevent and control the impact of the disease going forward. There's a lot to get done. It's going to require action across governments, businesses, civil society, but we should drive forward and try and accelerate to get to the scale that's required.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.